2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. live here at Eagle Eye Network. We're here at Conwell Egan Catholic High School getting ready as Boiling Springs takes on your Conwell Egan Eagles. I'm Dan Conwell. I had a radio call for you this afternoon. The seniors will be on the flip side with their TV call. No Brady Guzzi in the lineup here this afternoon. Guzzi will be out for the remainder of this season. We will see Jake McLean on the mound for your Conwell Egan Eagles here this afternoon. And Jake McLean out there right now will be Tommy Kalita back behind the plate, so he'll be catching him this afternoon. Here's your starting lineup now for Boiling Springs. Benning first, and at third base or at shortstop rather this afternoon is Chance Floor. Batting second and in center field will be Landon McCann. Batting third and at first base will be Josh Snyder. Batting fourth and that's the second will be Dom Beck. Batting fifth and catching today will be Torrin Williamson. Batting sixth and in left field will be Timmy George. Batting seventh and at third will be Aaron Faisal. Doing a designated hitting this afternoon and batting eighth will be Cody Schaefer. And batting ninth and in right field it will be Jonah Weimer. And as we mentioned, it is Kalita or McLean rather, on the mound here this afternoon for the Conwell Egan Eagles as he will make the start. So it's a different look out there we are used to seeing. That of Brady Guzzi or CJ Cuevas. Cuevas not eligible for these district playoffs as he has been a transfer from a different school, so he is out this state playoff round. So stepping into the box now will be Chance Floor from the left side. So it'll be a righty against the lefty combination with Floor stepping in. Floor with a 309 average so far this season. Both teams come in about even as we had a wind up in the first pitch of the ball game. It's going to be high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Both teams just hovering around 13 wins aside. Conwell Egan doing slightly better, though, in their own division. Here's the windup in a 1-0. It's a fastball on the inside corner at the belt to the left-hander. The count is 1-1. And the Conwell Egan Eagles come into this afternoon after losing to LaSalle 7-6. Almost a comeback there for the Catholic League champions. That one was outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the windup in a 21 kick. It's on the outside corner, knee high. So the count moves to 2-2 for Floor. Egan has an earned run average this season of 1.65 as this one's grounded to the right side. The second baseman takes a few steps to his left, flips over to first in time. It is 1 gone. So a 4-3 on the put out there. It is Ethan Marriott over there at first base. At second, Colin Laverty. At shortstop is Keegan Johnson. Over at third is Colin Edwards back in the lineup after the injury. And then your outfield is from right to left is Freitag, Landell, and Garofolo. Here's the windup in the first pitch. It's high and out after the 1 out. 1 ball and no strikes. Stepping into the box now is Landon McMahon. Yeah, this one right back to McLean. Hit hard, knocks his glove off, flows over to first in time. A 1-3 on the putdown and back out. So a hard hit ball right back to the mound. McLean has that one knocked right off his hand, and he's able to recover barehanded well and fires it over to first for the second out. And that'll bring along now Josh Snyder. Snyder comes into today batting a .419 here on this season. He has himself 9 RBIs and 5 doubles to his credit this season. The first pitch is outside and in the dirt. It is 1 ball, no strikes. So it's a 1 ball, no strike count now. McLean is set. Cranks and fires the 1-0 home. It's a curveball that grabs the knees. Count moves to 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. The wind up in the pitch is a high fly ball, shallow in the infield. Laverty's calling for it, but he's boundless son. He back pedals into the outfield. Grace under it makes the grab out. Number three. So 1, 2, 3. Go Boiling Springs in their top half of the first. We go to bottom of one. Conwell Egan. It is the bottom of the first inning. The Boiling Springs went down in order in our top half for the first. Here's the starting lineup now for the Conwell Egan Eagles. Batting first and at shortstop is Keegan Johnson. Batting second and in right field is Danny Freitag. Batting third and in center is Connor Landau. Fourth and catching is Tommy Kalita. Fifth and on the mound this afternoon is Jake McLean. Sixth and in left is Chase Garofalo. Seventh and at second base is Colin Laverty. Eighth and at first is Ethan Marriott. Ninth, and at third base, coming back off of an injury, is Cullen Edwards. These Eagles will be opposed by Phoenix Hauser, who has a 1.73 earned run average, a 4-1 record this season, and 8 appearances. Hauser has pitched in 32 and a third innings, has allowed 35 hits, has walked 11, but has struck out 50. So the first batter he will face this afternoon is Keegan Johnson. Johnson entering into this ball game, batting a 3.55 this season on 9 RBIs, 7 doubles to his credit, and 22 hits for him this season. Johnson, a senior. Many of these ball players and broadcasters will be leaving right from here to go down to their baccalaureate mass tonight at 6:30. And it wind up in the first pitch of the home half is a ball that's right down the middle at the knees. The count is 0-1. Keegan Johnson has been a solid player for this Conwell Egan team this season at the plate. That 3.55 record shows it as the 0-1 is high and outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to him now. Third baseman in on the infield grass. The rest of the players are in their normal depth out there in the infield. As the 1-1 is a slider that sails down and in. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Conwell Egan Eagles come off of a tough championship loss against LaSalle High School, 7-6. They were able to score. This one lifted deep into center field. He's back just in front of the winning track where he makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Able to score 4 runs in that 9th inning to put them within 1. So a tough loss for them, but they're looking to go deep here in States. And I'll bring along now Danny Freitag. So a lefty against righty combination with Freitag coming to the plate. Danny batting a 3.88 this season with 16 RBIs to his credit. He does have himself a home run. That was a deep home run down the left field line, and the first pitch to him on the outside corner knee high. Count is 0-1. Here's the windup in the 0-1 home. Foul tipped into the glove there. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Phoenix Hauser leading his team in earned run average with a 1.73. Torrin Williamson is right behind him with a 260 on his respective season. So it's going to be hard to hit him as you don't give up a lot of hits, but strikes out a lot. And there's a strikeout there. A ball that was sailing outside in the dirt. A check swing by Freitag, but he clearly broke the plane. And as the second out and the first strikeout for Hauser this afternoon. Here's the senior Connor Landau now. Landau 3.39. Has himself 18 RBIs, a triple to his credit, a home run, and 6 doubles this season. Lined up in the pitch, just misses off the plate. Count is 0-1. Here's the windup, and the 1-0 offering is a breaking ball. Change up there down the middle. Count is 1-1. Connor Landau tied with Freitag and Guzzi in home runs this season. They all with a 1. Landau does have 7 stolen bases as the 1-1's outside and low. It's 2 balls and a strike, and Landau leading this team in stolen bases. 2 outs here at Conwell Egan High School, nothing game. Here's a 21 offering. Is downstairs, so 3 balls and 1 strike. And we see the catcher, Kalita, on deck right now. Landau, 1 foot out of the box, touches the helmet, waves to the umpire, steps back in. A couple check swings coming set. There's Hauser on the mound. The left-hander fires the 3-1 home. It is right at the letters for a called strike, so he will work it back to full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This will be the 13th pitch for Hauser this afternoon. Hauser set, cranks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses just upstairs, ball 4. So Conwell Egan will see their first base runner of the afternoon, and that'll bring along now Tommy Kalita. And a lot of chirping going on down there, possibly thinking that one was a little bit lower, but it was just above the letters. So a runner on first now with 2 outs, and here's Kalita. Kalita, 320 average this season with 16 RBIs to his credit. Here's the windup of the first pitch to him is low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Kalita, 3rd on this Conwell Egan team in RBIs with 16. Third baseman still in on the infield graze. He's been the only one not to move so far. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed after a breaking ball, 1-1. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Hauser, a couple checks there. Landau, there he goes. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off. The count moves to 1-2. As you mentioned, Landau with 7 stolen bases so far this season, trying to make it 8 here. Over at third base, it is Aaron Fazal, and then it'll be Chase Floor at shortstop. At second, Dom Beck. At first, it is Josh Snyder. Then moving from right to left, it's Jonah Weimer, Landon McCann, and then Timmy George over in left field. Hauser on the mound, and Torrin Williamson behind the plate. So ball, 2 strikes. A check on the runner back at first, but Landau is standing. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Another check on the runner again. Landau standing. Phoenix really worried about him over there. Just 1-2 count at the plate, 2 outs. Looking to get Kalita out here. As we mentioned, Kalita 3rd in his team in RBIs with 16. Hauser cranks and fires. There goes Guzzi. It's hit hard to shortstop. Plays on about 3 hops. Picks it up. Fires it to first in time. Out. Number 3. So a walk here in the inning for Conwell Egan. We are headed to the top of the second. No score here at Conwell Egan High School. by Network. It is the top of the second inning. Boiling Springs went down in order in their top half of the first, and we'll go to 4, 5, and 6 here. And leading it off will be Dom Beck. And Beck is playing first base here this afternoon. Beck is a right hander, so it will be a righty against lefty combination with him at the plate. Beck batting a 407 this season on 15 RBIs, and here is the windup of the first pitch of the second. It is chopped foul down the third base side and out of play, so the count moves to no balls and one strike. Beck is third in a batting average for this Boiling Springs team with a 407. This team can really hit the ball. High averages all around. Tora Williamson with a 429, Josh Snyder with a 419. So they are doing very well, and they have high on base percentages as well. McLean sets and fires the 0-1 home. It's outside and low, so it is one ball and one strike. 12 pitches for McLean at this point in the game. He's able to get out in a 1-2-3 inning. The middle infielders on the outfield grass. As the 1-1's a breaking ball that misses high. It is 2-1. It is Keegan Johnson there at shortstop and Colin Laverty at second, both sitting on the outfield grass. The rest of your position players in normal positions. Setting up on the outside part of the plate here is Kalita. Here's the pitch from McLean. It's outside but off the plate there, so it's 3 balls and a strike. One thing that you don't have to worry about is if Beck gets on base here, he does not have much speed. Here's the 31 home. It's swung on and miss. Another ball that was sailing outside, but he offered, so the count is 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Beck steps back into the box, touches the inside corner, then his helmet. McLean set on the mound, and he's rolling the ball around in his glove. He cranks and fires the 32 home. It's lifted high in the center field. The center fielder is under it, calls it. Makes the grab out number 1. So first recorded out. Here's a fly out the center. And that'll bring along now Torrin Williamson. And as we mentioned, Williamson leading this team in batting average with a 429. He has 25 RBIs to his credit with 4 doubles and 2 home runs. And the one thing that you do have to watch with Williamson is that home. If he gets a hold of it, he can send it out deep in the first pitch to the right-handers. High and inside is 1 ball and no strikes. Both teams are still looking for their first hit of the ball game. McLean set. He's on the first base side of the rubber. Fires the 1-0 home. It's lifted high, foul down the first base side. They're all going to give it a look, but it's out of play, so the count is 1-1. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. It is the state playoffs here at Conwell Egan High School between Boiling Springs and Conwell Egan Eagles. This will be the last call for us on the Eagle Eye Network this season. Here's the windup in the 11. It's a breaking ball that misses high and in. It's 2-1. Our seniors will have their final call on the flip side as they're all gathered around for one final game. Setting up, and now the pitch, the 2-1 grabs the outside corner for a called strike. It's 2-2. Williamson with a 500 on base percentage, so he's able to work the count, and he's often coming back. After being down 0-2, he has drawn about 5 different walks that has allowed him to get back on base after being down no balls at 2 strikes. A 2-2 home. A chopper over the head there, McLean. Laverty has it, fires over to first, just in time out, number 3. Or out number 2, rather, Marriott with the nice stretch there is able to stretch that one out to get the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. Great play all around. A short hopper towards the hole. Kyle Laverty comes over, grabs it, fires over to first. Ethan with that full extension to get him out for the second out of the inning. That'll bring along now Timmy George in left field this afternoon. The first pitch to him is a called strike. It's 0-1. George with 317 this season, 9 RBIs. He steps into the box on the third base side. Colin Edwards is in. The 1-0 pitch is high and in, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Edwards in towards the infield grass. The middle infielder's back on the outfield grass with Marriott halfway between the outfield and the infield now. The 11-0 is a line drive ball in the left field coming over. Diving gets past him. He's hurt out there in left. Chase Garofalo getting up slow as this one rolls all the way to the wall. And it will be a 2-out hit here. That'll put him at second base. Garofalo trying to dive for that one. He's not able to get to it. Clogged his wrist up there on the turf. He's slowly walking around out there. And it should be a 2-out hit here for Boylan. Now the question is it a single and then reaching second on an error, or is it a double all the way around? Let's see how they score. We'll watch out for that in a little bit. Here's Aaron Afazal now. Afazal steps to the plate, batting just a 128 this season. He has a run for him. He does have 5 RBIs to his credit. This one's grounded hard down the third base side, but foul. Polo still shaking his ball out there. Scorekeepers are going to score this one a double here at Conwell Egan, so it's 0-1. Chase Garofalo, instead of trying to keep that ball in front of him, went for the diving play that got past him, rolled back to the wall, forcing Connor Landau in center to play it off of the left field fence just where that black mesh ends. So runner in scoring position, here's McLean on the mound. This will be his 26th pitch, and the 0-1 to Fazal is outside kicking the ball. It's 1-1. Dancing around out there, second is Timmy George. George, as we mentioned, in left field this afternoon. Fazal over there at third base. It'll be Schaefer, the designated hitter, on deck, but there are 2 outs and no runs here so far in this ball game. Here's the windup at a 1-1 home. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, says the home plate umpire. So the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. McLean asking him to run through the sides again. Kalita does. Now McLean nods in agreement to come set. McLean looking down. Now glance at second. Backing off there is Larry at second. On the outside corner for a call. Strike 3. So that's how we end the inning. The double. Well, that doesn't hurt us. We are headed to the bottom of second. Still no score here at high school. Inning is Boiling Springs who's able to get the first hit of the game. They scored a double back in their top half of the second, but that double is stranded out there in second thanks to the two-out strikeout. Leading it off here now is Jake McLean, the pitcher. The first pitch that he takes is a ball. It is 1-0. McLean batting for himself this afternoon at 250 on the season with 3 RBIs to his credit. So lefty against righty combination with McLean at the plate as that breaking ball grabs the outside corner. It's 1-1. So that double to left field got past Chase Garofalo, and that diving play rolled all the way back to the wall and had to be played by the center fielder. The 1-1 just misses outside. It has 2 balls and 1 strike. So it'll be the 21st pitch now for Phoenix Hauser. Hauser pitching from the third base side of the rubber, fires this 2-1 home. It's in the dirt, back to the backstop, 3 balls and a strike. At third baseman deep in on the infield grass, it seems to be his home so far this afternoon. He hasn't really moved from that spot, even with Colin Landau being on first after the walk. So anticipating the bunt here at Boiling Springs this afternoon. The 31 from Hauser now is fouled back over the dugout and out of play. It's 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, nobody gone. Conwell Egan still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Hauser comes set. He fires the 3-2 home. It is fouled to the first base side and out of play. So, as we mentioned, it was the first time since 2006 that the Conwell Egan Eagles were in the PCL championship game. They did win in 06. They also won back in 1968. Here's a 3-2 home. It's a hard hit ball off the pitcher's, off his leg, goes out to second. The throw to first is recovered in time, 1 out. And time's going to be called here as that one really hit off of Hauser. So it's going to go down as a 1-3 on the putout. Hauser saying that he's okay. He's pushing the trainer back to the dugout. So it hit off his legs there and spun out to second base. And we saw that yesterday afternoon with the Philadelphia Phillies, where it hit off the backside of Andrew Painter. It's the way these pitchers, their momentum takes them that certain way, and the ball seems to find them sometimes, as that one was shot right back up the middle. And if it wasn't for hitting him, it would have been in the center field for a base hit. Here's Chase Garofalo now. The first pitch to Garofalo is swung and fouled back to the cage. It is 0-1. Garofalo, a 107 this season with 3 RBIs to his credit. Hauser comes set. Here's the 0-1 home in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. So as you mentioned, 1968, 2006 were the 2 PCL wins for the Conwell Egan Eagles. Since then, there have been a pair of losses in the 90s for the Eagles, and most recently in 26. It looked as if they were coming back. It was a 7-2 game going into the top of the 7th inning. They were able to score 4 and pull within 1, but unfortunately just not able to finish that one off. Hauser's set. Fires the 1-1 home. There's a line drive ball right field that it's going to be caught by the right fielder as he gets over there to take the gap away for the second out, and that'll bring along now Colin Laverty. Laverty, 292 this season, 3 home runs and 1 double. Be the first lefty against a lefty combination with Laverty at the plate now. And if you talk to the Conwell Egan coaches, the fan base, and the parents as well, what they will tell you is that this Conwell Egan team never gives up. First pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 on the outside corner, knee high. It is 0-2. Coming set now. And the 0-2 home. Foul down the third base side and out of play, so the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. This one hit right back to the pitcher. He has it, fires over the first in time, out number 3. So the Conwell Egan Eagles, well, they go down in order. We are headed to the top of the third. No score here at Conwell. Top of third inning here at Conwell Egan High School. It's still a nothing game, and it will be Cody Schaefer leading it off here, the designated hitter. So it'll be 8-9-1 due up. Here's the windup in the first pitch of the third is inside and high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Schaefer this afternoon will have his first plate appearance. We don't have any stats on him. The pitch home is outside corner for a called strike there. It is 1-1. Just getting a message now. We got a 167 average on Schaefer this season with 5 RBIs, to his credit. Here's the 1-1 home. It is outside and low, 2 balls and a strike. Two balls and a strike now. The 2-1 home is in there at the knees, 2-2. That one looking to be a little bit low, but McLean getting the call, so it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. 32 pitches for him. Here comes the 33rd this afternoon. McLean set. Cranks and fires a 2-2 home. It is a high fly ball down the left field side, just foul. So it is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul ball being gathered over there, and then eventually just flipped to the visiting dugout on the third base side. Everybody back in their respective boxes and positions. Touch of the brim of the cap. The umpire giving the go-ahead. Here's the windup in the 2-2 for McLean. High fly again to the left side, but again way out of play. So Schaefer really making them work here this afternoon. Schaefer just with a 167 at the plate as the pitch home is outside and low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. But he does have one of the better fielding percentages here for this Boiling Springs team, and that is one of the reasons why he is in the lineup this afternoon, making a few errors, as coach said, throughout this season, being able to get to those difficult plays and get the out. As the 3-2 is poked foul, they'll trade sides now from third base to first at out of play. So sometimes you wonder, a guy with a low average, why is he still in the lineup? And for this, it's for the defensive ability. He says back into the box now after the third consecutive foul ball. Here's the 3-2 home. In the dirt, ball 4. So Schaefer draws a walk, and that'll be the second base runner here this afternoon for Boiling Springs, and that will bring along now Jonah Weimer. Doing about a 250 this season, 3 RBIs to his credit and a double. It'll be a righty against lefty combination as number 18 steps to the left side. Gray uniforms with yellow pinstripes and lettering for Boiling Springs as he squares, pulls back as 1 ball and no strikes. Conwell Egan in there. White home uniforms and blue pinstripes. So, pair of 18s out there now. One in the box, one on the mound. The 1-0 home. The third baseman, Colin Edwards, in on the infield grass, anticipating the bunt again. Check on the runner at first. He's back diving. Set there is McLean. He's a couple nods to 1-0. They square again. They bunt it down the third base side. It goes under Edwards' glove, and everyone is going to be safe. So a sacrifice attempt winds up having runners both safe at first and second. And what they're going to do now is they're going to make the argument, is at least Coach Jeff Manto, that he stepped on the plate when he bunted. And if that is the case, it is an automatic out. The umpires will come together and we'll see what they say. But Edwards, this is his first game back since injury. Injuring his ankle out there at shortstop, trying to get to a ball, and he twisted it and it went down. It was a nasty bruise and sprain. Comes charging in as he's at third this afternoon. Ball just under the glove. And he is not able to get to that one. The umpires confirm everybody is safe. So, first and second, 40 pitches now. Back to the top of the order. And the top of the order is going to be Chance Floor. Floor grounded out to second his last time, and the Eagles really could use a double play ball here. Righty against lefty combination. Floor sporting the number 8 on his back. Here's the windup and the pitch. It is poked down the third base side. It's looking foul and out of play. So the count moves to no balls and 1 strike. Floor, 6 stolen bases so far this season for Boiling Springs. That's what he ended his season. He does have himself coming around to score 17 different times, but not quite up there in the RBI credit. Glance at second. The 0-1 home. It's a ball that misses high and out, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. As a matter of fact, Floor with just 7 RBIs this season. He does have runners at first and second, so number 8 out there at second base if he wishes. Set there's McLean. And the 1-1 home. Here's a short ground ball to the left side. Pace to shortstop into left field. Everyone's safe. So be bases loaded now here with no outs. And an easy play over there at shortstop. Keegan Johnson just picking his glove up right before he should have taken his eye off the ball. Allows that one to sail in the left field. And bases will be loaded now here for Landon McMahon. McMahon grounded out to the pitcher. Here's the last time around. Bases loaded for him. 7 RBIs for him this season with 11 hits and a 256 batting average coming into today. Infield in, at least the corners for Conwell. Egan, the first pitch high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes, and Khalid is going to go out to the mound. He's going to try to at least calm McLean down there as McLean's about to get up to 44 pitches. McLean back behind the plate. Here's the windup of the pitch. It's high and outside again, so it is 2-0. Here's the 20 home now. Is hit back behind the third base dugout down the other play, so the count moves to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. We start the inning off with a walk, then 2 back-to-back hits here, or 2 back-to-back errors rather here. One at Cullen Edwards coming in. They did end them up there on the board, but they just switched them from 2 errors or from 2 hits to 2 errors. The 2-1. Another hit foul ball down the third baseline, out of play, so 2-2. It was Edwards who was trying to come in. The ball went underneath his glove. And then it was Keegan Johnson trying to play it out there at shortstop. It went off the outside part of his glove into the left field. So back-to-back errors for the Eagles. Make the bases loaded. The 2-2 is soft hit ball to the first base. Marriott tags so home, not in time. So he's safe at home, out at first, and the runners will move up to second and third. So a great play there by Marriott. Take the ball, go to first base. So it's a 3 unassisted there. And then they're unable to get the run as that one came home. And it is a 1-0 game right now with Boiling Springs on top. Here is Josh Snyder now. Snyder flew out to the second baseman his last time around. The infield now in for Conwell Egan. A pitch home, a breaking ball that's hit deep in the right center field. It's back at the wall and it's gone. So a 3-run home run will put Boiling Springs on top of 4-0. That one hit to the deepest part of this ballpark over the fence in right center field to make this a 4-1 game. It was a ball that was sailing on the outside corner. That was lifted deep to right over the wall and out. Nothing they could have did about that one. And the home plate umpire telling Boiling Springs they need to stay in the dugout and even going to their coach to tell them. And now disagreements going on down here between the two coaches as they come face to face. Coach Barry going off right now. He needs to watch himself. He might get ejected from this one. Coach Barry being sent back to the dugout, and the argument that he was making was that first base coach should have never left the first base coach's box to come home, which he did. He greeted his players at home, and Conwell Egan not liking that the entire bench came out surrounding home plate there. We're going to take a quick break here in your Eagle Eye Network as we'll have a pitching change. We'll let you know who that is when we come back. Ethan Marriott on the mound. The first pitch is lifted into left field, just fair. Back to the 315 sign. Garofolo having a hard time picking up and coasting in the second there is Dom Beck. So it will be a double here after the home run, so a one-out double. And a couple things. So Coach Barry upset that the coach came out of the first base coach's box to come home, celebrate with his player. The umpire upset that the Boiling Springs team came out to surround home plate. Manto upset about a bat flip going down the first base line. So a lot going on there after the home run, but another runner in scoring position here. And here's Williamson. Williamson grounded out to second his last time through, so he is 0 for 1 today. Here's the windup in the pitch home. It misses outside. It is 1 ball and no strikes. Ethan Marion on the mound. Here he was at first base. He'll just swap with McLean as this one's lifted into center field. Landau rushing back, has it, tagging, but then staying there. At second is Dom Beck. So F8 on the put out. And here's Timmy George, who had a double his last time through. So a double for George. Here's a pitch from Marriott. It misses high. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. And Marriott will fire the 1-0 home as this one's fouled back and out of the play. Marriott has a 191 earned run average so far this season in 3 3 appearances for him. Here's the pitch. Here's a little looper. The second baseman's in. He grabs it, makes the out. Number 3. So Conwell Egan down 4 after the double and now a home run. We are headed to the bottom of the third. Day trail. It's 4-0. We're back here. It is the bottom of the third inning. Conwell Egan still looking for their first hit of the ball game. It will be Ethan Marriott leading it off, so it will be 8, 9, and 1. It was a home run, a double, and a lot of disagreement there in that last inning. The windup in the first. Marriott is tip. Count is 0-1. Marriott really struggling at the plate here this afternoon, but with a couple players ineligible. And then we see Brady Guzzi not out there due to a number of different things. As that one's on the outside corner, knee high, it's 0-2. Marriott forced to hit for himself this afternoon. So no balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-strike offering. It is outside. It's 1-2 now. Marion making the transition from first base to the mound there in the last inning as the 1-2 home. Swung on and missed out. Number 1. So we lead this one off with a strikeout. That'll bring along now Cullen Edwards. Edwards batting from the left side, number 12, back in, telling us that he feels pretty much back to normal at this point. He really wanted to play here this afternoon. He made that very clear. And his numbers really should let him. A 308, 5 RBIs, 5 doubles to his credit. He's got a whole lot of speed out there, too. The first pitch is a knee buckler that swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner at the knees, 0-2. Set the 2-0 from Hauser, or 0-2 from Hauser. They all on the outside corner, breaking ball for a call. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. Edwards not looking. That calls you saying that it was way off the plate. Tough to see from my vantage point. I have a much better view of the first base side of the batter's box than I do the third. But it's the same back-to-back strikeouts. Here's Johnson now with 2 outs on the right side. Johnson flew out to center. The first pitch to him, way off the plate there. It's 1-0. Conwell Egan down 4-0 right now. Still looking for their first hit of the game. Back in that last inning, really killed them as this one is a short chopper to the left side. The third baseman was already in on the grass, has it, fires it on a run in time as it was scooped out of dirt for out number 3. So we are headed now to the top of the 4th with Conwell Egan. 4. Here it is the top of the 4th inning as a ground ball to the third base side. A hug the line all the way. Edwards has a long throw over to first. Is a bouncer that gets past him. Backed up well there by the second baseman. So nothing there, but Aaron Afonso will reach first base there. And it should be an E5 on the play. And here's the problem that you have now. You have now 3 errors in the last 2 innings. Those errors really cost the Eagles in their top half of the third, where they were able to score 4. Here's a bunt. This one down third. Edwards in, has it this time, struggles to get out of the glove, and it gets past him again. That one was Colin Laverty trying to play the ball over there at first base. It gets past him, and runners at the corners now here with no outs, and that will be an E3 on the play. So a great throw by Edwards, a great play to come in, fires that one over to first. Yeah, he had to stretch a little bit, but it was a playable ball that got past Colin Laverty. Keegan Johnson calling a meeting on the mound there to kind of settle everyone down. It is Marriott on the mound, Jake McLean over at first base, but he was rushing to get the ball too. So Larry came over from second to play it. The infield will be in right now as they already trail 4-0 with runners at the corners. It is Jonah Weiner. He reached on an error his last time around and then came around to score. Glance at first base, Marriott set. Checks over to runner at first. He's back diving. Set against Marriott now. The pitch home to the left-hander is a breaking ball that swung all over top. The count is no balls and one strike. Marriott taking some speed off of that one there. And a quick throw over to first base to check on the runner again. He's back diving. Marriott set. He looks. Fires the one strike pitch home. It is lifted foul down the third base side and out of play. 0-2. Runners at the corners. Back to back errors. One by Edwards. One by Larry. It's Edwards' second error of the game. He made one last inning where that one just snuck underneath his glove there. So there's no balls and two strikes. Set. Fires. Swing and a miss. He really chased that one out of the zone. It was practically all out of the other batter's box. And it is a 1 out. That one sailing way outside. It was practically out the other batter's box and back to the top of the order. Here's Fleur. Fleur brings on an error, grounded out. So he is 0 for 2 today. Another left-hander there for Marriott. He fires a pitch home. It just misses upstairs, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Marriott set. Cranks and fires a 10. High fly ball to the right side. Freitag's making the call. It's fairly deep but playable. He has it. The runner will not tag, so it'll be the second out here. So an F9 on the put out. That'll bring along now McMahon. McMahon 0 for 2. A ground down, a 3 unassisted. And it is another left-handed batter. 2 gone. Runners at the corners. The outfield in normal depth, and now the infield as well. The first pitch is misses apparently. It looked to be down the heart of the plate, but it's a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to count now. The 1-0 delivery. High fly ball, this one deep. Freitag back in front of the warning track where he will make the grab. Out, number 3. So Marriott able to get himself out of a jam. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. The Eagles, they need some Bottom of the fourth inning, Danny Fright tagging 0 for 1 with a strikeout to his credit. The Eagles down by 4 as this one's lifted deep to right field. Now the wind blowing it inside. The right fielder battling the wind but makes the grab to first out. So one pitch, one out. That'll bring along Connor Landau, who reached back in the first inning with a walk. Laying down to the plate now, he reached on a walk his last time through. The windup on the first pitch is in there at the letters for a called strike. It's 0-1. Connor Landau, the captain out there in the outfield for this Conwell Egan team. The 0-1 offering to him is on the outside corner, belt high, 0-2. Landau not liking the calls there, neither did Cullen Edwards the last inning, so they could really be saying the umpire trying to speed this one through. He is kind of all over back there. The pitch is way outside, no balls and 2 strikes. And Landau himself nearly stepping on the plate there, which would have forced it out. And when we say the umpire all over back there, he's not standing in one spot. He's kind of moving around, which is what you don't see too much from an umpire. Here's the pitch home. It's a strike 3 called on the outside corner, apparently 2 gone. So back to back outs now. There's strikeout there, back-to-back big calls on the strikeout. And that'll bring along now Tommy Kalita. Kalita grounded out the shortstop his last time around. The Eagles still looking for their first hit of the game. They have enough errors with 4. They like to tie that number up there with 4 out there. And the hit column, the pitch to Kalita swung on and missed just a tad late on a fastball in the outer half, 0-1. Set there's Hauser. He fires the 1 strike offering. It's a high fly ball deep to left field. The left fielder over towards the line, and it is foul. That one just falls. The left fielder on a long run there. Eventually makes his way against the third base fence. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They're going to give the left fielder a moment to get back into position. Tommy Kalita at the plate, and on deck is Jake McLean. All right, everybody back in their respective position. Hauser set Kalita in the box. Hauser shakes off a few, continues to do so. McLean, a little loose there now as Hauser continues to go through his signs. Now he comes set and time called here by Kalita. So Kalita waiting till Hauser came set. Now he'll step back in. Touches the outside corner, now the inside one. Hauser set moving to the outside here is Boiling Springs. The pitch is off the plate there, 1-2. And that was the one that he called Connor Landau out on. But that one way off the plate there counted as a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 home. Outside again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The catcher skipping up, hoping that one was strike 3. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. It's 2 home. Breaking ball outside is full. So Kalita able to work it back from 0-2 to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This will be the 51st pitch now from Hauser. Hauser set. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Count remains 3-2. Kalita that came into today with 16 hits. That's how he ended the season with 16 RBIs. 7 extra base hits for Kalita on the season. Looking to give his team the first hit of the game. He's back into the box down the third base side. Set there. Pitch home. In the dirt, ball 4. So a runner here for the first time since the 3rd inning, and it's back-to-back walks. So once in the 1st, once in the 3rd, and that'll bring along now Jake McLean. McLean, weird kind of play. Line drive ball back out the middle. That would have found its way into right center field if didn't hit off the pitcher. Go out to second. go over to first for the play. And we'll see Dalton Johnson come in to pitch a run now for Tommy Colito over there at first. So the catcher will get a courtesy runner here. And here's McLean. McLean 0 for 1, a 250 to his credit. He has himself 10 hits and 40 at bats this season. Set there's Hauser. Here's the pitch home. Is fouled off 0-1. Johnson out with a big secondary lead out there as we do have a lefty on the mound, so he's staying relatively close to the bag now. About 12 feet off as Hauser's set. One strike offering, and he has himself a good move. That one was outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Where Dalton Johnson had to retreat back to first base just a little bit because the way that leg comes up, you're not sure if it's going over to first, you're not sure if it's going to home. And that's some textbook baseball right there for you that you don't see a whole lot in high school. Here's the 1-1 offering is a check swing, went around, gets away from the catcher, Dalton Johnson, up to second base. So maybe intentional. They'll get a runner in scoring position now with 1 and 2 because it did not really look like McLean was trying to go all the way there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 56 pitch from Hauser coming here. Eagles, 2 base runners today, both on a walk, still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Here's the windup of the pitch. High fly ball in the center field. The center fielder is in about 12 steps and is out. Number 3. We are headed to the top of the 5th. 4-0 is our score.
Conwell, Egan. Egan down by 4-0. New pitcher on the mound, Keegan Johnson. I'm Edward Lloyd, picking up for the 5th inning. And we got Snyder up at the plate right now. Keegan, set. Fires in. Ooh, almost hits Snyder. And it fires back and hits the back fence. The dugout here. What? It was intentional. I don't think Snyder being the one who hit the previous home run, a little bit of a meeting between the umpires out there possibly discussing if that was an intentional pitch. Keegan Johnson looking a little question on the mound, as if that was just a wild pitch. Some booing from the I can't tell if that's either from the crowd or the players in the dugout, but it seems the umpires a few words with Johnson. Johnson seeming to shake it off. Pitch to the plate. Count is now 2-0. Ball. Swung and hit on out towards center, right field, and caught by the center fielder. Right in the right center. Nice catch there out there. Connor Landau out there, kind of like right center. First pitch called strike. Keegan Johnson back at the mound, looking, set, fires, ball up and left in the strike zone. I guess ball. Keegan fires. Strike called. A little bit inside there, but right on the line of the strike zone. Keegan loads up, fires. Hit right off the tip of the bat, right to left field, kind of right in between shortstop and the left fielder. Coming up to the plate, Beck on first. It is one out here, and Keegan fires, called strike. Count is 0-1. Keegan kind of looking at first base there, maybe trying to get a pick. Fires, ball low. But it seemed to be rather in the strike zone there. A little bit of an inconsistent calling, I'd say. Keegan fires. And runner goes to second base, slides in almost to the second baseman there. Ball is dropped. Safe at second. Two balls, one strike. Keegan looking. Loads up. Fires. And high fly caught by Freitag. Out kind of near the foul ball line. George is now up. Winds up. Keegan on the mound. Getting set. Winds. The pitch. Inside. And called ball. Ball 1-0. Johnson set. Fires. Hit hit high up towards center. Landau with the diving catch to end the inning. Great catch on Landau's part out there. Getting out of a little bit of a risky situation with the runner on second. A nice way to end the inning there. If we can see a little bit more of that through the game, I believe Egan will have the chance to come back. And as we transfer into the bottom of the fifth, score still 4-0 Bubblers. Again at the Egan baseball field. Hauser takes the mound once again. Egan down 4-0. Hopefully we can see some action here by Egan to possibly take the lead or just get any points up there in the bottom of the fifth. The plate. Hauser lines. Fire. Outside. Hauser winds. Fires. Fouled out to the right-hand side. Score. Pitch counts at 58 here. Getting a little bit up there for Hauser. Ooh, called strike. Almost up there and hitting Garfolo. Almost. Count 1-2. Hauser pitches in. Ooh, hit grounded right to the pitcher. Garfolo did a little bit of a disappointing at bat here, but we'll just have to go through it. Up at the plate here. Hauser at 60 pitches right now. Hauser winds up, goes in. Flaherty trying to get a little bit of a bunt going here. Misses. So the count is now 0-1 with one out in the bottom of the fifth. Hauser winds. Fires the pitch. And ball kind of outside. Kind of like top left. Flaherty hits the ball. And Hauser, who throws it right over to the first baseman. Two very similar outs, just hit right to Hauser. Ethan Marriott steps up at the plate now. Hauser looking down, sets at the plate, winds up, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Just a little bit of a miss here for Hauser. Hopefully he can get that contact on the next pitch. Pitch. Check swing. It is in for a strike. 0-2 right now, the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Hauser pitches. Sounded like a little bit of contact there, but strike 3 right there. So that's ends Egan's another chance for Egan to bring in any runs. So 0-0 for the 5th inning. No score for either team. Still 4-0 for the Bubblers right now. To the plate, reached on an error his last time at bat. Top of the 6, 4-0. The Bubblers and Keegan Johnson on the mound. Sets, fires, swing and a miss. Strike is 0-1. Fires, right to shortstop. Winds it and catch at first. A little bit of a stretch out there for Marriott. Coming up to the plate now. At bat. At the winds up, fires in. Strike. A little bit outside on that strike zone there, but hey, we'll take it. Count is 0-1 with 1 out. Ball low and outside. Keegan Johnson readjusting his hat. Winds up. Fires. Now, seems to be out to left. Left fielder with the catch. Seems maybe the wind or the sun took a little bit into play there. With left fielder getting that almost at last second. We'll take it. 2 outs here at the top of the 6th inning. Winder at the plate. Struck out his last time at bat. And strike 1. Johnson looks. Fires. And foul off towards the visitor third base dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. Keegan Johnson fires. Swing and a miss. Not great inning for Egan. A nice inning for Keegan Johnson. We will come again. It is now going on to the bottom of the 6th inning with Egan coming up to bat. Hopefully we can get a little bit of action here. Back bottom of the sixth here. Dalton Johnson coming up to the plate for Colin Edwards. Hopefully, Egan can see their first hit of the game here, as they have no hits and 4 errors. Hauser pitches. Bottom of the strike zone.
Batting at 333.
Dalton Johnson batting a 333. Fouled high up into the stands. Count is 1-1. Hauser at 68 pitches here. Hauser looking down. Loads, fires. Dalton Johnson high into right field. And right fielder makes the catch. Top of the order now, Captain Keegan Johnson's coming out to the plate. His last at bat, he grounded out. One out. Top of the sixth here. Bottom of the sixth here. And pitch is high up. Ball. Count is 1-0. Hauser fires. Ball inside. 2-0 is the count now. Hauser fires and hits the ball towards third baseman, scoops it up, bobbles the ball a little bit, but still makes the throw to first. Almost had the chance to get on base by error there, but fortunately, he just made the catch, and a little bit of slow running there by Keegan. Coming up to the plate. Egan at 2 outs here, still looking for that first hit. Will he be the one to bring it home and maybe start a little bit of action here, a little bit of a rally? Hauser looks down, sets, fires the pitch, and swing, but you can see that try tag wants some action here. Hauser fires, and it is shot high up, foul right field, and right fielder almost looks like he falls over the fence here trying to get it, but just outside of his grasp. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the sixth here. Fry tag jogging back to the plate. Everyone else assuming their positions again. Hauser stepping back up to the plate. Fry tag stepping back into the batter's box. Hauser set. Fires. In the dirt outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Fry tag steps back in. Hauser fires. Outside. Ball 2. Count 2-2. Hauser sets. Fires. Ooh. Pop up. Looks like to be center field. And caught by the center fielder. Hitless, scoreless inning here. And an unfortunate end for a 6th inning. But hopefully we can see a little bit of what we had at the PCL Championship, where they scored an impressive 4 runs, I believe. So hopefully we can get some of that action going on in this game as well, because we've seen it happen, and hopefully it'll happen again.
Seventh inning, Edward Lahr had your call in the fifth of six. Thanks to him. These changes here for the Conwell Egan Eagles. Connor Landau will be on the mound. Keegan Johnson is also out of this game, and it looks like Gavin Martin's over at shortstop. Dalton Johnson goes over to center field, and then Jake McLean is from first to third here now. All right, it is 4-0. Conwell Egan Eagles still looking for their first hit of the ball game. It's back to the top of the order. They're down by 4, where we have Boiling Springs leading it off. So it'll be Floyd leading it off here. He is 0 for 3 this afternoon. He did come around to score after reaching on an error. Landau had 2 appearances so far this season as a pitcher. No earned runs, giving up. The first pitch from him is grounded hard past the second baseman in the right field. So Larry unable to get to that one. It'll be a leadoff single, and that'll bring along now McMahon. Glance over there first. Coming set is Landau. He fires the pitch to McMahon, and it's outside. It is 1-0. McMahon 0 for 3 again this afternoon. A ground out, a pair of ground outs to his credit, and a fly out. Runner on first home after the leadoff single. Here's the windup in a 1-0. The runner starts, then stops, and misses downstairs. It's 2-0. Errors have really plagued this Conwell Egan team here, and that is why they are down 4-0. The errors prevented them from getting the outs, and it was Boiling Springs who were able to take advantage of that and send the ball deep in the right center to bring 3 home. Here's a check on the runner at first. He's back just in there as he just got under the tag. That one's thrown high, so a long sweeping arm has to come down. Sets Landau. Another check. He's back diving again. Landau comes set. It's McMahon at the plate. He's down 2-0. Another check over the runner at first base. Eagles trying to keep them close here. Down by 4. Landau set. Offers the 2-0. It's swung on and missed. And a ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1. Connor Landau pitched in 1 1/3 innings. Had 1 strikeout, 1 walk to his credit. 21 is high and outside. It is 3 balls and a strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike, no out. Runner on first base after the leadoff single. Final inning of play here with the Eagles down by 4 and still hitless in this game. The pitch home. Downstairs, ball 4. So runners at first and second now. That'll bring along Snyder. Snyder is the one who hit the home run back in the third inning to put his team up 4-0. It was 1-0 at the time, but adding those 3 insurance runs has proven to be key here. And what was an early contested pitcher's duel. While he broke that one wide open and wind up getting the pitching mound change, and Egan hasn't been the same since. Here's the windup in the pitch. It is outside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. Conwell Egan not liking the call. They're going to let them hear it. 1 ball, no strikes. Sets Landau. Glances at second. Kicks the 1-0 to the plate as it's fouled to the right field side and out of play. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Runners at first and second. It is Dom Beck on deck. Deck is 2 for 3 this afternoon with a double and a single to his credit. Set. Fires the 1-1. A looper in the left field. That's going to be down in front of Garofalo for a base hit. So bases will be loaded now here with no outs, and that'll bring along Beck. And as I said, Beck 2 for 3, a single, a double, and a fly out to center field. Infield in here for the Conwell Egan Eagles. The outfield is in no doubles depth except for Danny Freitag in right, who's fairly shallow. Here's the windup. The pitch from Landau. It's on the inside corner for a strike. Backing out there was Beck. He thought it was inside, but it grabs the inside corner. It's 0-1. Landau set, cranks and fires. Hard hit ball to third base side. Pass the diving glove there of McLean. In the left field, 1 run scores. Here comes the second. And it'll be 6-0 here in the 7th inning. So in 2 RBI single there for Dom Beck, who'll be standing on first. Snyder over at second, and Williamson will come in, but not before Coach Jeff Manto goes out to the mound. Manto out with a conversation. No signaling to any bullpen yet. She mentioned errors killing this Eagles team this afternoon. That ball hit hard down the third base side. If they were in their normal depth, it would have been grabbed and added for an out. However, playing in on the infield grass did not provide enough time for McLean to react. As that one sailed past him and left. It's McLean at third, Hartley over at shortstop, Lavra at second, and Mariotto at first. Your outfield pretty much stays the same, minus Dalton Johnson now out there in center field was laying down on the mound. Still Garofalo in left, to Danny Freitag in right. Edwards out of this game. Here's the windup and a pitch. They're squaring. They bunt it down the first base side. It's a perfect bunt and fair. Marriott flips to first, gets the out. So 1 gone, so sacrifice works. So it'll be a sacrifice for Williamson. Runners will move up to second and third. And that'll bring along now Timmy George. And Marriott really playing that one as the grass just breaks out into the dirt. Grabbed the ball there, had a short flip to first, which was close, but he was able to get the first out of the inning. And here's George now. George 1 for 3 this afternoon. A fly out to second, a fly out to center, and a double. The first pitch misses high and upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. McLean slightly in on the grass with 1 out. The full infield on the right side is now in. The shortstop Hartley is further in than McLean as he's back just a bit. Here's the 1-0 offering. It is fouled off at the plate off of the foot there of George. So the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Any momentum to the left side or you in the right is going to come home with that ball. Up by 6. Here's Boiling Springs. The pitch home. It's high over the head there. 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Hartley in as a defensive substitution this inning. Landale set. Holds the glove at the letters. Now enters into his windup. And it gets past the catcher. A run will score as that one was downstairs. So it is a 7-0 lead right now. Runner will move over to third. A 3-1 count to the plate with 1 out. 3-1 to George. The infield still in. The 31 home is poked foul down the first base side. Count is full. Cranks and fires a 3-2. Is a chopper down the third base side, but fouls, so the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. A runner just 90 feet away from home plate, Egan down by 7. Back into the box there now is George. Cranks and fires as Landau. The pitch. A high fly ball deep to left field. It's over Garofalo's head. It bounces in front of the wall. Hits off the bottom of the fence there. Run will score. Will coast into second with an RBI double. And that will be it here. So we'll take a quick break here in your Eagle Eye Network. The Eagles down by 8. Back here, it is the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, Anthony Womack comes in to pitch now. He has an 840 earned run average this season in 7 appearances. Womack coming off of Tommy John, so it was a rough start for him. First batter to hold face will be Fazal. Fazal over 3 this afternoon. He bats from the right side. So righty against righty combination. First pitch from Womack fell back to the screen. The count is 0-1. Womack has been that key pitcher up until last year when he went out on that Tommy John. He was that player that everybody went to when he needed to tough out, and he was able to hold it. Unfortunately, recovery has taken him a little bit longer, which has thrown him off a little bit here. The 1 strike offering is a high fly ball, left side, into left field. Moving to his left is Landau. He's under it, makes the grab for out. Number 2. So Landau in to left field after being taken off the mound, and that'll bring along now Cody Schaefer. Schaefer 0 for 2 this afternoon with a walk to his credit. The Conwell Egan Eagles will enter into the bottom of the 7th inning, still looking for their first hit the game, looking to erase that no-hitter. Runner at second. Everybody in their normal positions. The pitch is a high fly ball, left field. It's shallow. Running over there is Landau. He makes the call and the grab out. Number 3. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Conwell Egan Catholic High School. Womack gives Khalid a big hug as he comes off the mound. It is Boiling Springs up 8-0. On the 7th inning, it'll be Connor Landau leading it off for the Conway Egan Eagles. They are hitless through 6, looking to erase that. They're down 8-0. But we can't say they're out of it yet because they were able to score 4 in the championship game, losing 7-6, although it doesn't seem like they have the same stamina as they did then. It's quiet. It's still Hauser out there. He's working a no-hitter. Here's the windup of the pitch to the right-hander. It's swung on and missed. It's a knee buckler. It's 0-1. Third baseman still playing on the infield graze. It's been his home here this afternoon. Here's the 1-strike offering. Check swing, but on the inside corner, apparently, for a called strike. 2 strikes to count now. Setting up on the outside half. The 0-2 home swing and a miss, struck him out. So we start this inning off with a strikeout. And that'll bring along now Tommy Colita, the catcher. Colita 0 for 1 this afternoon. He had it grounded out back in the first and walked back in the fourth. Here's the windup of the pitch. Swung on and missed. It was on the rubber on the outside. It's 0-1. Set there's Hauser. He's working a no-hitter now. The 1-strike offering. Skips in the dirt. Back to defense. It's 1-1. The 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 83rd pitch here for Hauser this afternoon. He's been down. 11. High fly ball in the infield. The catcher's calling it as it's hovering right around home plate in foul territory. He'll make the off-balance grab for the second out. So we are down to Jake McLean. Ground out, fly out to his credit. McLean, a senior here for the Conwell Egan Eagles. Eagles obviously hoping that this season ended a little differently, hoping to go deep into the state playoffs, but it does not look like they will get their way here out of Fairless Hills. Set now is Hauser, working that no-hitter. Here's the windup in the pitch as a ground ball to the right side. The second baseman gets past him into right field. So out single there. Erases Hauser's no-hitter, and that'll bring along now And if there's anything that you take away from this game is that you erase Hauser's no-hitter, but this is how everything got started at the last time. 2 outs for the Eagles. They were able to get 4 runs in the inning. Can they have another 2-out rally here and make it 8? Hicks is in. Glance at first base. The 85th pitch now from Hauser. High fly ball. Foul and out of play. It's 0-1. No balls, a 1 strike to count. A 1 strike offering is low. 1 ball, 1 strike there. Set there's Hauser. He fires the 1-1 home. It's in there at the belt, 1-2. So TJ Hicks down 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. 88th pitch for Hauser, but his no-hitter was erased here in the 7th inning. Hauser's set. McLean off the bag at first. He kicks the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the ball that was way outside to end the game. So the Conwell Egan Eagles will fall for this one. It's 8-0. As we sign off here for the final time this season. I'm Dan Connor. Thank you for joining us. Egan loses 8-0.